Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Break. My name is Quincy Parrish, and I'm here with my co-host, Josh Butensky. And today we also have a guest today. He is the host of the award-winning show Center Stage. Welcome, Jake Coletti.
Thank you, Quincy, for having me.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
No,
Thanks
it's a
for
pleasure
having
to
us.
have you. It's a
I'm a
pleasure
big
to
fan of the show.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Like Jake, I know you're new to the show, so we're gonna show you how we do things here. I just had like some topics, some sports topics that I, throughout the week, and they kind of grabbed my interest, and I kind of, just want to talk about it on the show. Mm-hmm. So one of the topics was LeBron James. It's not even really involving his team, but he said he was interested in, he would be interested in taking a pay cut to play with. He played in the Olympics with Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, and Carmelo Anthony. Mm-hmm. I've heard there's those are some of his best friends in the league. They're around the same age, or all came in around the same time, so they kind of have a brotherhood. So he said he's willing to take a pay cut to to play with those guys. Either one of you, how do you give your take on that whole situation?
You can go first.
Well, how much of a pay cut do we know?
I don't. I mean, I know LeBron. He makes, he probably makes about $22 million this year.
Oh my God.
But I mean, the thing is, they have a new collective bargaining agreement, so the amount of money that the players are gonna make is gonna actually increase. So who knows? So he'll still be making good enough money, but nobody likes taking a pay cut. But he's willing to make that sacrifice in order to win. So what do you think about that?
He's got enough money, so I don't think a pay cut will be that bad. And plus, he's playing with people who he likes, who he like you said, his brothers,
Yeah, they're great players as well. They're great players. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, what you think, Josh?
I think it's a great idea. First of all, Melo needs to win a championship.
Oh man, he has to, man. New York is not cutting it.
No. I mean, out of Cleveland, the Clippers, and the Heat, the Knicks are the only team that's under 500.
Man, I mean, I love the Knicks, but I know, man, it's been pretty bad.
It's tough.
We need at least a big three, a big four would be pretty cool though.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't elaborate on which team, but I think it would be cool, they're like NBA superstars and icons and stuff like that. So to see those guys on the same team. We've seen LeBron, he played with Dwayne Wade in Miami. They won a couple of championships, which was great, but he never played with Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony. I knew this for a while, but I think Chris Paul, LeBron James is his son's godfather. And Carmelo, and Carmelo Anthony and LeBron, they knew each other since they was 16 or 17 years old, competing against each other. So they have when they play, they battle and they try to win, but they really have a brotherhood that goes beyond basketball. So just to see them, the camaraderie, that would be great to see. I would love that. So, who knows how that.
It'd be fun to watch.
Absolutely,
It'd be a lot of fun to watch.
They're some of the best players in this generation. So I would love to see that.
Well, what I like is LeBron might actually finally come into New York.
Don't get your hopes up.
We need help, though. He better come to New York. We need the help. We desperately need the help.
Yeah. All the help we can get.
Yeah,
also,
exactly.
if this does ever happen, it's probably going to happen either in New York or LA, whether it's with the Clippers, the Lakers, or the Knicks.
I mean, who knows how that would go? Because I heard LeBron, he kind of doesn't want to leave Cleveland again. But, I mean, anything's possible, he left Cleveland before, so.
Doesn't mean he's not going to leave him again.
It doesn't mean he's going to leave him again, so.
I don't see him going to LA, though. I see him coming to New York, though. I don't know why. I could see already LeBron coming to the Knicks. I mean, you can't, or even the Brooklyn Nets. We forgot about the Nets, too, Or.
Who knows, man? There's all types of possibilities. I know LeBron, he's one of those type of players, he leaves his options open. His current contract is not a long-term contract. He just kind of signs 1-year deals because he wants to leave his options open. Yeah. Year after year after year. So, he could have a plan that we don't really know about yet. Maybe he's devising some type of plan that to team up with different players. Mm-hmm. So who knows? It's speculation at this point, but we'll see. Let's just enjoy the season and just see how far how far we can go with that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think, though, he wants to bring a championship first to Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, when he first came back to Cleveland, that's what he said his priority was. He wanted that's always been his dream since he came in the NBA to bring one back to Cleveland. You know, that was his goal. You know, so that would be a great story. You know, he was the hometown kid. He was great, but he left, you know, and learned how to win somewhere else and come back to actually win in his home city. That would be a great story, you know, storybook type of ending, you know.
But I wonder if his fans ever like disliked him for leaving to go to Miami in the first place and then coming back. I mean, I don't know. I would hate to have Carmelo ever left the Knicks to go play for the Lakers and then he comes back. I mean, I wouldn't look at him the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, Jake, there's fans that they've never forgave him, you know. But you know, there are fans that say, you know, let bygones be bygones and just put it in the past. You know, LeBron is an all-time great basketball player. What you're going to say, oh, no?
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know, he's a big-time difference maker, especially in terms of, like, championship aspirations. You know, he's a guy that you would want on your team. He's been in the NBA Finals the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So out of the last 5 years, he's been in the championship, you know, game. So he gives you a chance every year. Like, how can, you know, you have to – I would embrace him back, you know, and welcome him back with open arms. But I mean, it's a different topic. But
no, yeah, of
you
course.
know, who knows? You know, yeah.
Well, speaking of the championship, what about the Warriors? They're 64-7.
Man.
That's insane.
They won all 33 games at home.
Yeah. It's it's so funny because like a buddy of mine, he actually, you know, we was texting and stuff, and he said, yo, man, these Warriors, man, they're like an amazing team. He never seen Steph Curry play, and I was like, bro, I don't know what you've been doing the whole season, but they're absolutely amazing. I think they're 64-7, like 64 wins, 7 losses. That's an amazing record, you know.
They're only 9 wins away from 73,
from the
which
all-time
is the record.
Yeah.
Well, Quincy, didn't you tell me like 2 weeks ago, like their records like compared to the Chicago Bulls back in the early 90s when Jordan was on the team?
Yeah, when Jordan was
there.
there.
You told me that. I remember that.
Yeah. 72 wins that's the all-time mark. So, I mean, the Warriors, they're pushing to break that because they're actually on pace to break the record, you know.
Yeah.
You know, personally, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I want to see the Cavs win. So I'm not so big on the Warriors, but I mean, it's part of history, so it's great to see. You know, I enjoy watching Steph Curry play. He's an awesome basketball player. You know, they have a great overall team and organization. So I mean, just for the NBA's sake, I think that would be a great story, you know, for them to break that record. You know, but I mean, that's just the regular season. You have to prove yourself in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, that's where they say the regular season you make your fame in the regular season, but you make your name in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
So you got to bring it when playoff time comes. So who knows? But just as far as the regular season goes, if they can break that record, you know, it'd be great.
Well, hopefully the Knicks will make it in the playoffs. I'm hoping. You know, I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
I know we doubt it, but I'm hoping. You know, I'm rooting for
You
them.
keep bringing up the Knicks, man. But you're gonna depress me. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, we'll see, man. You know, they're on a great roll right now. But I mean, they played last night. They played the Los Angeles Clippers. I believe they won. Steph Curry, you know, had another big game. It was just like game after game, man. They're just, you know, they're getting better. You know, you see it. You know, against they play great against great teams as well.
Even the Clippers are coming back. I mean, you know, they've had a rough
like in
year, couple 25 some years.
Yeah, and the Clippers the Clippers, since Chris Paul's got there, you know, they've gotten on like the winning track and stuff. But they kind of need to, you know, break through. I would like to see them. You know, Chris Paul. I would really like to see him win. You know, we mentioned him in the previous segment.
Yep.
You know, so he's a great player in his own right now. You know, it'd be great to see. It's a lot of guys, you know. You know, you kind of want to see, you kind of root for them. You want to see them win. So that's
definitely.
You know, but the Clippers, you know, I mean, like I said, the NBA players are going to be great. You know what I'm saying? You're going to make if you want to prove that you're the best, you know, the playoffs is where you make your name. You know, I know the Warriors they don't like to break the record, but you know, every other team they have their shot to win as well.
Definitely.
You know,
definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
ahead,
I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think Golden State has a really good chance, but like you were saying before, it's just a seed in the playoffs. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
it's all about winning that, you know,
playoffs,
those 7 games.
Yeah, you know, like, and 10 years from now, because you know you remember who wins, and then nobody's gonna remember 73 wins. They're just gonna remember whoever won that year. You know, so
that's true. Yeah, that's very true.
You know, that's the things you remember. Who won the championship? You know, that's the goal that you set. You know, for yourself. as a team, you know. So it'd be great. Another story, kind of moving, you know, topics. It's kind of the baseball, you know, baseball season is on the horizon and stuff, and I'm excited.
Mets.
Oh, yeah.
Yankees.
Oh, come on.
I mean, we got 2 Mets fans over here. I guess
Yeah.
majority rules, so it's the Mets. Actually, a Yankee topic. Alex Rodriguez, he announced that he's going to retire after his contract is up after the 2017 season. You know, he's had a interesting career, you know, to say the least. You know, but I mean, he was great last year. You know, nobody expected much of him. And, you know, he was like probably one of our best players last year. You know, so like, what is your take on, you know, A-Rod's, you know, potential retirement down the road? You know,
I mean, I kind of saw it coming soon. You know,
Yeah.
he's gonna. I believe he's gonna be 42 when this contract is up.
Yeah.
So it's not, you know,
not spring chicken no
young,
more.
you know.
Yeah.
But he had a great. I mean, I won't say he was a great year last year, but for a guy that didn't really expect to do too much. I know he batted 250, had 33 home runs.
I mean, but what 40-year-old guys do that?
That's true.
Like, no,
That's very true.
You can find on like, there's a handful of 40-year-old players in the history of the baseball who've ever put up numbers like that. You know, at that advanced age. You know, what you feel about that?
I don't know, because I'm not a big Yankee fan. You know, A-Rod, I'm not really a big fan of, but I will miss reading the papers though of all these women that he's gone out with. Like 70 women now, you know, between Madonna and, you know, Kate Hudson and stuff. I'm gonna miss seeing that. But him as a player, especially with the whole steroid use thing, my opinion of him went way down after that. You know.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
you know, comparing like Derek Jeter, for instance. You know, he's the perfect role model, I think.
Yeah.
You know, the guy never did anything wrong, and he's still.
Right.
He still did nothing wrong, and he's a man to look up to, you know?
Yeah.
I can understand when he retired, it was big. But for A-Rod, steroid user, not so much. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't knock anybody on their opinion. Like, I could be biased because I am a Yankee fan, but I was always. I mean, before A-Rod came to the Yankees, he played for the Texas Rangers, and I knew he might have been like the best player in baseball at that point in time. You know, I always like liked his game. He's a depending on whatever you say about him, he is like some of his numbers, they speak for themselves. You know.
Yeah.
Over 600 home runs, like nearly 700 home runs. I think he's like 5th on the all-time home run list, like 2nd in RBIs, 2nd in runs scored. Like, I mean, just a fabulous career, you know. I mean, whatever you want to say about him, I mean, 21 years, steroids or not, that's an amazing career, you know. So,
he's had a great career.
You know.
How many World Series did he win with the Yankees?
I mean, just one, the one World Series that we made it to, you know, with the Yankees, that he's been with the Yankees, just one. You know, you would like to see a great player like that, you know, have more opportunities to win more championships. But I mean, like I said, you gotta appreciate the great players while they're here, you know, in a great career. I mean, hopefully he can kind of duplicate what he did last year. You know, I don't know. You know, he's gonna be 41 in July. You know, so you don't really know what you're gonna get, you know, in terms of that. So, but I'm hoping for a big year, you know, for the Yankees' sake, you know. But I mean, he's a guy. Like I said, it's an interesting career. Everybody has their own opinion on it. You know, I mean, you know, you're on the other side of the fence, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, but you gotta, you know, you gotta kind of respect a little bit, like, you know, what he's done over the course of his career, whether you agree with some of the things he did or not. That's my take on it.
No, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with the fact they did steroids.
I mean, that's something. Yeah, I agree with you.
But I mean, 687 home runs. He's
about
not
that.
far from 700.
Right.
And after, you know, I believe he only has Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Barry Bonds ahead of
Yeah,
him.
I believe I said 5th in the all-time list. I'm mistaken. I think it's 4th
I
or
think
4th
it's
in the
4th,
all-time
yeah.
list. He's just amazing, man. You know,
I mean, by the end of his career, he most likely will be number 3.
probably number 3. Probably past Babe Ruth. You know, in between. You know, right behind like Hank Aaron. You know, somewhere around there. But we'll see where he ends up. You know, but
Definitely.
I mean, not the end of this season, but we got after next season as well. And we'll see. You know, hopefully we have a great year for the Yankees. Hint, hint.
Maybe a great year for the Mets.
How about for the Mets? Yeah, my
I mean,
man. Come on, man.
I mean, we can all win here if you know, we can have a Subway Series. You know, that would be great.
No, we don't want that.
Hopefully the Yankees win again.
We don't want that, man. We don't
Hopefully
want
not.
that, man.
Yeah,
The last
but,
time it happened, the Yankees won, so we don't want
yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, that's all we have for today. You know, it was a great show. My name is Quincy Parrish.
I'm Josh Butensky.
And I'm Jay Coletti.
Thanks for watching.